Today we will be talking about Section 160 and 161 of Criminal Procedure Code. Section 160 of CRPC talks about the police officer's power to require attendance of witnesses. There was an issue raised in the case of Nalini Chidambaram versus Directorate of Enforcement, Madras High Court 2018. The issue was whether Section 160 proviso can be applied in cases of all women under investigation, to which the court observed that in all cases of aged person, particularly women, if the authorities have to come over to the residence for the purpose of obtaining investigation, then this court is afraid that this section 160, is not only abused but also becomes impracticable, as it is not possible for the enforcement directorate to travel all over the country and in each and every case. So the court further observed that the proviso is not for the purpose of granting absolute exemption. In cases where women is sick and unable to move, then investigating officer shall not direct her to appear before him. Thus, factual circumstances are to be taken into consideration before granting the benefit of proviso to the women. Now, Section 161 of CRPC. Section 161 of CRPC talks about examination of witness by police. Now, investigating officer, or any other officer authorized by the investigating officer may orally examine any person who is supposed to be acquainted with the facts and circumstances of the case. It means investigating officer या फिर investigating officer ने अगर किसी और officer को authorize किया है, तो that officer may orally examine that person, जिस person के पास कुछ facts हो सकते हैं, उन facts को investigating officer orally examine कर सकता है. Such person is bound to answer. अब जिस person से questions पूछे जा रहे हैं, that person is bound to answer truly all the questions except questions. There is an exception. सिर्फ उन questions का जवाब देना उसके लिए mandatory नहीं है जो questions which can expose him to criminal charge, proceedings, etc. You might have heard about Article 20, Clause 3. तो self incrimination नहीं होगा. If he refuses to answer, then liability under Section 179 of Indian Penal Code occurs. Section 179 of Indian Penal Code talks about refusing to answer public servant authorized to question. And if he gives false answer, then also he is liable, and he is liable under Section 193 of Indian Penal Code, which states punishment for false evidence. Now, this section 161, as well as Article 20, Clause 3, gives protection to the persons against the questions which incriminate them, but they may remain silent by virtue of these provisions. Since I have already stated that अगर कोई भी क्वेश्चन ऐसा है जिसका अगर वो पर्सन जवाब दे तो उसके जवाब देने से वो खुद ही फंस जाए अपनी ही बात से, तो ऐसे क्वेश्चन का जवाब देने से वो मना कर सकता है. In Nandini Satpathy, there is a landmark judgment in Nandini Satpathy versus PL Dani, 1978 Supreme Court. The court extensively considered the parameters of Section 167, Clause 2 and Article 20, Clause 3. So, in this case, the court held that the accused person cannot be forced to answer a question merely because the answer thereto is not implicated when viewed in isolation and confined to that particular case. He is entitled to keep his mouth shut even if the answer sought has a reasonable prospect of exposing him to a guilt in some other case. So it means that वो अपना मुंह बंद रख सकता है अगर उसे लगता है कि he might be there is a reasonable prospect, अगर reasonable ground है कि he can be exposed to some other guilt related to some other case, so he can keep his mouth shut. Now, statements given under section 161 are also a part of former statement, and all statements are ruled under section 162 of Criminal Procedure Code. So, if investigating officer wants to record the statement under section 161 clause 3, then he has to record them on a formal page signed by the investigating officer and other witnesses, but not of the witness whose statement was so recorded. The recording under this clause shall be done in a question answer format. It is not the duty of the investigating officer to examine all the witnesses, but it is expected from him that he must examine all the material witnesses. Not every witness, but only material witness. So it is the duty of the investigating officer to examine at least material witnesses. Now, statement recorded under section 161 can be made available to the accused, and 161 is not dependent upon section 160. Statement includes oral and written statement, sign and gesture also. And if we talk about evidentiary value of this statement given under this section, then such statement is not given on oath and no cross examination can be done based upon this statement. Therefore, it is not a substantive piece of evidence and it can be used only for contradiction, and that too when such person appears as a prosecution witness. In other cases, it cannot be used for contradiction as well. So now section 162 talks about the statement given orally or in written form, a statement made by any person. Now this any person, there are three categories of the any person. These three categories include first, witness, victim, and accused. So the statement given in the course of investigation of that very case in which he appears as a witness before the trial court, then such statement shall not be signed if reduced into writing, and such written statement shall not be used for any other purpose except the statement. I repeat myself again. The statement which is given under section 162 shall not be used for any other purpose except if the person appears as a public witness or he appears as a defense witness. Now, if the person appears as a defense witness, then such statement cannot be used for contradiction and cannot be used for corroboration. But if the person appears as a public witness, then such statement cannot be used for corroboration, but it can be used for contradiction. Now, contradiction of the person, if that person appears as a public witness, then contradiction can be done by the adverse party and by the same party, but with the permission of the court. So, I repeat myself again. अगर written statement उस person ने दी है who is appearing as a public witness, तब उस statement के बेस पर हम corroboration नहीं कर सकते, सिर्फ contradiction कर सकते हैं. लेकिन contradiction भी या तो adverse party कर सकती है या same party कर सकती है, और same party भी सिर्फ तभी कर सकती है जब court allow करे with the prior permission of the court, else it cannot be done by the same party. So, as a normal rule, former statement of witnesses can be used for corroboration or contradiction. However, this rule has been substantially modified by section 162. Now, if that person whose statement was so recorded appears as a prosecution witness, जिसकी statement record हुई है, अगर वो prosecution witness की तरह आए, then such statement cannot be used for corroboration, as reason behind as they might be self-serving, but can be used for contradiction by the accused or by his own party with the leave of the court. If that person giving statement is called as a defense witness, then his former statement before police can't be used for contradicting him, because it would be improper to allow a witness to be contradicted by a record prepared by the opposite party. Now, it cannot be used for corroboration also, as it is presumed that the investigating officer will never support such defense witness. So, if that person, now this third category comes where that person is called as a court witness. We have already talked about where that person is coming as a prosecution witness, as a defense witness, and now I'm talking about court witness. If that person appears as a court witness as per section 311 CRPC, then he is neither a prosecution witness nor a defense witness. Now the question arises, can his former statement before police be used for contradiction? The answer is apparently section 162 does not prohibit the use of such statement by the court. However, section 162 CRPC is not explicit enough to control section 165 of Indian Evidence Act, which confers very wide powers on court in order to do justice. So, therefore, bar of section 162 will not apply on the court witnesses, as held in the case of Raghunandan versus State of UP, 1974 Supreme Court judgment. So, let's understand the term statement. The word statement under this section includes both oral and written statement. Now, in the case of, there is another landmark judgment. In this case, Ram Kishan Mithan Lal Sharma versus State of Bombay, 1955 Supreme Court. In this case, it was held that oral statement includes signs and gesture also. Statement under this section is not confined to a single statement given to a particular investigating officer, but it includes all the statements given by the witness at different stages to different investigating officer or the same investigating officer. Okay. For example, FIR is not hit by this section because FIR is a pre-investigation process. Statement made to a third person in the presence of police officer is also not hit by this section, as it was not communicated directly to the police officer. Statement made in a letter or a letter written or addressed to police officer is also not held by this section, as not communicated to the police officer, as held in the case of Sitaram versus State of Uttar Pradesh. The tape recorded conversation falling in the hands of police officer. Tape recorded conversation falling in the hands of police officer is also not hit by this section because it is also not communicated to the police officer. The test identification parade before police is hit by this section 162, and test identification parade before magistrate or before punch witnesses is not hit by this section 162. A statement made in inquest report is hit by this section. Site plan at the scene of offense. The site plan at the scene of offense prepared by the investigating officer as pointed out by witnesses is hit by this section. Now, what is meant by the expression used in this section? Expression is made to police officer. When you read this section, it is mentioned statement made to police officers. So we have already talked about the word statement. Now the next is made to police officers. So what does this expression means? It is essential that statement should have been intended to be communicated to the police officer in the course of investigation. So in the course of investigation, वो statement पुलिस ऑफिसर के सामने ही की गई हो. The bar of this section applies only with respect to that particular inquiry, trial. Therefore, it can be used in other inquiries or trial or in the same inquiry or trial, but for the offense other than that under investigation. Also, the statement can be used in civil proceedings or in writ proceedings. Now, what is meant by the next expression, that is in the course of investigation? What is meant by in the course of investigation? In the course of investigation suggests all those time spans when investigating officer concerned was actually investigating that very case. सिर्फ वही समय जिस समय वो investigating officer उस केस में investigation कर रहा था is known as in the course of investigation. Any statement made to police officer shall not be signed. If the investigating officer by mistake he obtains the signature, then it will not vitiate the whole proceedings. It merely put the court on caution. अब कोर्ट क्वेश्चन में क्यों आ जाएगा कि इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर ने साइन क्यों करवाया, but such statement will still be hit by section 162 as held in the case of state of Uttar Pradesh versus MK Antony. Now, the next explanation that we'll be dealing with is omission. Explanation to this section provides that even omission in the previous statement, omission in the previous statement can be used for contradiction, which means contradiction can be done not only on express statements, rather, it can also be done on the basis of material omissions. Example, A made a statement before the police that he saw C stabbing D. A ने एक स्टेटमेंट दिया पुलिस के सामने कि उसने सी को मारते हुए देखा. किसको मारते हुए देखा? डी को. बट इन विटनेस बॉक्स he said that he saw C and B stabbing D. ए ने अपनी स्टेटमेंट चेंज किया विटनेस बॉक्स में. ए ने क्या कहा था कि मैंने सी और बी दोनों को डी को मारते हुए देखा था. In the statement before the police, the word only can be implied and he can be contradicted on that basis. This was held in the case of Tehsildar Singh versus State of UP 1959 Supreme Court judgment. So I hope you all have understood the concept of section 161 and 160. If any question, you can leave that in comment box. Please do like and subscribe. Thank you.